So let's
Okay.
go group 5, 4, 3.
The last few days have been quite intense. We've embarked upon meeting the Embera people. Yesterday especially was just incredible. I mean, that long sort of day spent in the rainforest meeting people. Incredible landscape, pretty unremitting landscape that these people live in. Very hot, very humid, very basic, but incredibly friendly people, very open, very candid, very frank, and no sense of hostility at all to, you know, the visitors that obviously that we were. My impressions of them, other than that, I think there are people actually who are getting increasingly frustrated maybe with the fact that it's taken such an enormously long time for their rights, their land rights and other rights to be recognised. It's a long drawn out process, and there's just a hint, I think, of a certain frustration. The flip side of that, I think, is almost a certain fatalism in some areas as well, that somehow you know, there's not much they can do about this. But overall, I would say they're pretty determined, and they're organised. There's no question about that too. I've just spent this morning talking to a couple of community leaders, Embera community leaders, and you know, they talk a little bit like politicians. They know their way around the kind of legal aspects of it. So the question is, does the rest of Colombia and the rest of the world, I think, understand the plight of indigenous peoples? You know, we have a Colombian interpreter with us here from Medellin, who himself has said he was blissfully unaware of actually what was going on in his own country and was quite shocked by it, as we are too. I mean, I've travelled in many parts of the world and met many sort of, you know, native, tribal, ethnic peoples around the world, and the plight is a familiar one. I think here in Colombia, what's odd about it is the way it's juxtaposed with a very modern society. You know, cheek by jowl, you have people living in the most basic conditions in a very modern society. So that's come as a little bit of a shock in that respect, I think. I'm looking forward to the next few days, getting a chance to explore further, more with the Embera people, but obviously other aspects of what's going on here in Colombia with illegal mining and various other issues.